Hi everyone. In today's video, we will have a look on little bit advanced work, same if else condition, but a little bit advanced. Okay, so maybe you can find it a little hard if you didn't follow up my videos properly. So before starting the starting this video, make sure you have followed my previous videos properly. Okay, so this is a little bit harder than what you have learned studied up to now, but it is like the next step. So if you followed my tutorials properly, this will be easy to you, right? So let's think of a scenario. Okay, let's get into the topic. Let's think of a scenario where a quiz competition is happening. Oh, like let's say I am a supervisor or I am an examiner. I am asking question from people, two people. Okay, A and B, let's say. So they have to give me answer. Okay, so let's say I am asking the question and they may know the answer, right? So let's say A and B are there. A have a push button in front of him. B also have a push button in front of him, so they can push. If they know the answer, they can push their button. And also each and every one of them have an LED for them also. So A have a push button and also an LED in front of him. B also have a push button and an LED in front of him. So two people, two push buttons and two LEDs. Clear? So the thing is, if I ask them a question, they may know the answer, right? So if A know the answer, A will press the button, push button. If B know the answer, B also will press the push button. Okay. The thing is, I have to give the chance to the person who press the button first. So whoever knows the answer, and let's say even both of them know the answer, who press the button first will get the chance to answer the question. So don't think much how to find. Don't think much. Only think about this. So how will I know he pressed the button first? Is they both have an LED, no? So if A press the button first, his LED will be on. Okay. If B press the button first, B's LED will be on. Okay. So let's think, if A press the button first and B press the button second. So okay, if both of them's LED are on, then by looking at the LED, I will not understand who pressed the button first. Okay, maybe at that moment, if I note, okay, I will see, okay, A's one is first on, B's is second on, that's fine. Otherwise, if I miss that moment, I will see them both the LED are on. So that's a problem. So what I have to do is, whoever press the button first, his LED should be on. If the next person press the button, I mean his button as a second, he shouldn't be on. Let's say A press his button first and B press his button second. So when the A press the button, his LED should be on, and then if B press his button, B's LED should not be on. Okay. At the same time, let's think about the other scenario. Let's say person B press his button first, A press his button second. So if person B press his button first, his LED should be on, and when the A press his button as second, his LED should not be on. Understand? So we have to make the first person's LED on, and we have to disable other person's LED not be on. That means keep it off. Okay, even he press the button. Then whoever, even if I look at them after some time, I will see this person's LED is on, other person's LED is not on. Then I will know this person has pressed this button first, other person is second. Or maybe other person didn't press the button if he didn't know the answer. You understand what I'm talking about? So we can implement this scenario using an if-else condition with some logical thinking as well. So first, let me write the algorithm for this scenario. So let's say if we will think about first A. Okay, if person A press the button, okay, first what should happen? His LED should be on. Okay, so let's say LED A. Okay, LED A is on. Meanwhile, let's do that right. Okay, meanwhile, we have to disable B's LED. That means even if you press the button, his LED should not be on. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, so this thing, what I can do. Okay, we will see. Okay, I will write it in as a comment. Everything is a comment, but still I will. Okay, I will write it as like another line, like, okay, we have disabled B LED indirectly or something, some way. So then if that means after the A press the button, if B press his button, his LED should not be on, disabled. Okay, disable. Okay, so if you don't that much understand the scenario, don't worry, I will explain. Let's say B press this button first. Okay, so if you don't understand the algorithm, don't worry. If I am like messy, you can understand when I code. So if B press first, so LED B should be on. Okay, and we have to disable A's LED. That means even if A B LED, A LED. Even if the A works fine, I mean even if the A presses button as a second person, then his LED should not be on, right? So each and everyone should have his LED on only when he is pressing the button as the first person. Okay, so if A presses button, then it is already disabled, so he will not have his LED on. Okay, so this is our scenario. Yep, that's fine for the moment. Okay, so now we will get into the work. So I will explain you how it happens. Okay, so first I will define that states, because I'm going to use pins. So I will use digital input, right? Because push buttons, and I will use digital input pull up. So if you don't understand, you have to go watch my digital input series, and especially in the input pull up series, pull up videos, digital input pull up. So digital input pull up means if you press a switch, that pin state will go to ground or low state. Okay, that is the meaning. So if the pin state become ground or low, we know the switch has been pressed. Okay, that's fine. So we will have int A and int B. Okay, so that means both of them switch. Okay, and also we will have the LED pins. Okay, so I will have int I will have LED like this, A. So A is LED. Okay, and I will assign him a value like, let's say LED number 10. Any number you can give, that's your choice. Okay, so in this case you have to connect A's LED to pin number 10. Okay, then I will again say int LED B. So these things we studied earlier. So if you don't know, go watch my videos. So if you come step by step from my first video, then this is a easy thing to you. Otherwise you may feel messy or confused. Okay, fine. So that's fine. And also okay, let's talk about that later. So then I will say the pin mode stuff. So pin mode, so that is my work. Okay, I'm sorry. Pin mode A and B are what? Not A, B. So I'm going to use, let's say, for the switching input part, let's say I'm going to take pin number 2 and 3. So pin mode 2 input. So that pin mode 2's reading value only I will assign to A. Okay, that variable A. You know that, right? I will digital read the pin mode value and assign it to A. Okay, so buttons are connected to pin number 2 and 3. You can think like A's button is going to pin number 2 and B's button is going to pin number 3. So it's not input. I'm going to use input pull up. Why? Because I'm going to take the advantage of the Arduino's internal resistor. So if you don't understand, go watch my input pull up videos, then you will understand what I am actually doing. So following up is very important in this series. Pull up. Okay, so again I'll come here and I'll type pull up. Okay, no big deal. So you know these things, right? So number 2 will go to A, number 3 will go to B. That I mean that their read values, digital input read values will be going to A and B. Okay, so I'm not wasting much time on that because we have to focus on this if condition and the programming logic. So that's fine. Then LED A and LED B are going to be where as an output, right? Because those are LEDs. So I will say pin mode 10, not 10, let's say LED A, okay, comma, I will say output, okay, then the same goes with the LED B, LED B also output, okay, this is fine. LED A and B are outputs. So this is all we have to do. Actually we may have to do something else, we will talk about that later. So now what we will do is I will try to implement this condition. Before that we have to take these two input values all the times, okay. So how to take the pin values. So digital read, because those are push buttons, A and B are using push buttons, okay. So digital read 2, okay. So digital read 2 will go to a integer A, okay. So that means A's input, okay, A's switch is going to pin number 2, or we can say we have a switch in front of A that goes to pin number 2, and we assign the digital read value of the pin of his switch to a variable called A, okay. So that is why I have A here, right? Understood? So likewise we have B here. B is equal to again digital read 3. So this is cool. So you have to connect accordingly, okay. So one switch should goes to 2, another switch should goes to 3, and other side of the switches should go to ground. You know the concept, right? Because we studied input pull-up very clearly. So that's fine. Just okay. Now what I will do is, okay, I will write the if condition, okay. So what is the first if condition? Let's assume A is pressing his button, okay. A is pressing his button, okay. I am writing if, okay. We will look that way because we don't know first or second. First we will think A is pressing his button, B also can press, okay. So what will happen if A presses button? His state will become low. So I am checking that condition. So you know, to check a condition we have to have double equals, right? If that is equal or not. If we assign it, we have to have single equal. So there is a difference between assignment operator and comparative operator, if I am correct. Yes, okay. So you should know that, okay. Double equal and single equal, why we are using, where we are using actually, okay. So when you compare we have to have double equals. That means if A is low, that means if this button is being pressed, button of A is pressed, we have to do something. So okay, then I will open this calculator and close. So the problem is now okay, then that's fine, okay. Before that we will write the E's condition also, B's condition also. So B also can press his button, right? Because this is at every moment, okay. When I ask a question, let's say when I am asking question, both of them can press the button, maybe one by one, but both of them can. So we cannot have an if and else loop, because if else mean what? Because if I write if and else, that means if A press the button, B cannot press his button. Or if B press his button, A cannot press his button. That is not the scenario. Both can press their button, but we will switch off the LEDs. Understood? So the thing is, logically talking, because if I write else, that means I am saying if A press the button, B will not press the button. Else if like that, okay. Or if A is not pressing the button, then B may press the button. Or otherwise, if B press the button, A may not press the button. Things like that. So we cannot write like that. So thing is, we have to check both of their conditions. So I am writing another if condition. Okay, another if condition, not related with this if, another new if. I already said you, if condition can come without having an else. We tried that as well in the first if condition status. So here we don't need to have an else. We don't care if A doesn't press the button, right? So we are talking about both of them are pressing the button, and what we do. So I am writing if B is equal to low. Okay. So like this, I'm going to do something. So see, why I am writing both in two if conditions? Because you see this line 1 and 2, okay. For A press the button, okay. Line 3 and 4 are B press the button. So there are two ifs. So the two ifs are not connected with an else condition. No, those are separate two ifs. So that's the thing I did. So A pressing can happen, at the same time B pressing can also happen. Yes or no? Yes, both can press. B pressing can happen, at the same time A pressing can also happen. Okay, but what we have to do, if we know if A pressed his button first time, then we have to stop B's LEDs. B's pressing should not give an LED output. Okay, so if that happens other way around, that also should happen. So logically talking, what we have to do is normally if A presses button, what we do, we switch on A's LED. So first try that. Okay, so let's say if A presses button, we switch on according to our logic or algorithm, we switch on A's LED. Okay, so what is LED A? LED A, LED A high. Understandable or not? Understandable. Okay, okay, that is fine. If B press the button, okay, if B press the button, what should happen? LED B is high. Yes or no? Yes. Amazing. Okay. Now think about the scenario. Now what will happen? If A press the, I am asking a question, A is pressing a button, A's LED is high, B doesn't press his button, his LED will not be high. Let's say if B is pressing the button, so if I will check this if condition, A is high, there's no else, we have another if condition, so I will check that as well. So this if condition doesn't have any connection between both of them. So I will come and check this as well, because there's no else or else if, it is just another if. So I will see B also pressing his button, so I will give his LED also high, so both will be high. Okay, so and I will keep iterating. Even if the B presses button first, I will eliminate this LED. So the void loop will iterate continuously. Then let's say A press second. So again, when I check next time, I will find okay, A's button also low, so I will switch on A's LED as well. So don't think like before I coming to this if conditions, if A presses the switch and I may miss like that. No. So you may think like if I am checking B's condition at the same time, if A presses button, I will miss A's condition, right? No such scenario will happen, because this loop is that much fast. Okay, I will not miss. Okay, I will move from this line to next line in 0 seconds, that fast. So nothing will be missed. I will keep checking everything. Okay, so if you press your button, that time is too much enough for me to find out. Okay, even I am somewhere else, I will rotate that fast. I will keep going through that code that fast, that void loop. Okay. So nothing will be missed. You can think like everything is running at the same time. So every code is line of code. It's not true, but you can think like that. So okay, so both LED will be on in this scenario. See, if okay. So the problem is yes, both will be on. So what I will do is I will find a way to make sure someone's LED is first. Okay, so what I will do is I will first create another variable on top. So here, okay, let's say int let's have this as x. Okay, int x is equal to 0. Okay, I will assign the value 0 to the variable. See how I am doing this. Okay, 0. So initially when the program starts, this variable is 0. Okay, so that means this variable is 0 even before anyone is pressing the switch. So when somebody is pressing the switch, I am going to change the variable value. Okay, so what I will do is if A is pressing the switch while we are switching on his LED, I will change the x value. So I said if we make an x as a global variable, we can change its value anywhere, here in this block or in this block, it's up to me. Okay, so within that if condition, what I will do is if the button is pressed, please change the x value as 1. Okay, that means the earlier in the memory location that is named as x, the value 0 is stored. Also you can see earlier the x value is 0. Now the x value is updated here, so 1. So then the new x value will be 1. Okay, that's fine. And even here also in the B also, what I will do is don't worry much. Okay, what I will do is if he presses button first, okay, first or something, not first, if he presses button, I will make this variable also x also 1, because let's say A is not pressing the button first, A is never not pressing the button, B is pressing the button now. Okay, first, so here when I switch on LEDs, B's LED, I makes x is 1. Okay, if both are pressing, no problem. A makes x is 1, B also makes x is 1, so no problem. So 1 is there. Okay, so that is fine. Now the problem is how we are going to play around. So let's see if any one of is pressing the button, X become 1, right? You see? So how I can check it? If A press the button, now let's say A is pressing the button, I don't know whether it is first time or second time. So how to find out is when A is pressing the button, okay, here A press the button, right? If this is his first time, okay, so in the line number 25 only I am making X as 1. In line number 23 X is 0. Okay, wait, oh no, not like that. Okay, yeah, that's fine. In line number 21 only I am making X as 1 inside the A's if condition, right? So A is pressing this button. Now I want to find whether he is first time or not. Let's say if he is pressing this button first time, he is the first one. What is the X value? X value is 0. Why? Because if he is not pressing the button first time, before if B has pressed the button first time, then X should have been 1 now. Yes or no? Yes. Think in A's perspective. So if the button pressing is, if let's say A is low now, okay, so we have to make sure find out whether it is first time or second time. So if this is second time, that means B has already pressed this button. The X value is now 1. X is not 0. If A pressing this button, and if it is first time, X value is 0. So what we can do is I will write another if condition within this if condition and check whether X is 0 or not. If X is 0, then I will understand A is the first time. If X is not 0 or 1, or let's say X is 1, we know A is not first time because B has already pressed and made X as 1. Okay, I hope you understand that. So I will write an if condition. I will write an if condition and say if within this if condition I have a new if condition. Okay, understood? So if X, okay, X is equal to 0, okay, that means I am pressing it first time. So what we have to do when somebody is first time pressing, we have to switch on the LEDs. So I will switch on the LED. So maybe like I will copy this LEDs part and paste it here. Okay, paste. Okay, I'll take it a little back. And also there should be a semicolon. So I will remove this semicolon. Okay. Now see, if A presses button, here I check whether this is first time or not. If this is first time, X cannot be changed. So X is 0. X has not been changed. X is 0. That means first time. So I am making the LED high. A's LED high. Then what I do? Also now I have to validate this. Make X as 1 because I will write the X making X as 1 here as well. Okay. Because by X has to become 1 because then only we have to ensure that now someone has pressed this first time. A has pressed this first time. So we have to make that mark happen, right? So that if anybody else pressing it and they can find out X is 1, so somebody has pressed this first time. Understood? So I already said if A is pressing it first time, X is 0 earlier. So once we pressed, we have to make it 1. Okay, then only someone else can check it out and find X is 1. Then that means somebody has pressed it already. Okay, understood? You'll understand that now. Okay, if you don't understand. Okay, so now what we have done, we have checked it as first time. So if it is first time, we make it a LED on and we make X as 1. That also we do, right? We make X as 1. That also we do, and then we come out of the if condition. So in case if X is not equal to 0, X is 1 because B already pressed. Let's say B pressed already and he made X as 1. X is 1. This if condition will not be running. This is false. If X is 1, this is false, right? X is 0 is equal to false. So that means whatever you write within these two curly brackets, which are the curly brackets? This and this. These curly brackets will not happen. So we will not switch on A's LED. Okay, and we will come here and check B's condition. Okay, that's fine. So the same thing I will write for B as well, because let's say B is pressing the LED first time. Pressing the LED, and we have to find he is pressing first time or not. So if he is pressing first time, that means A's pressing didn't happen earlier before that. That means X is equal to 0 now. Because only when A press, then only X become 1, right? So if B is pressing the first time, that means X value is 0. So I will check whether X is 0 or not. If X is 0, that means if B is pressing it first time, then I will tell please switch on B's LED and also make X as 1. Because we have pressed it already, okay? So we have to mention it. We have to make it happen, then only A can also check. Okay. And also I have to make X is equal to 1. I copy and paste. Oh my god. Okay, understood. Okay, so now see, uh, if let's say I have pressed first, and we switch on the day LED and we make it as x as 1. Now B is pressing. We have if condition, so we will check B also, and we will come and see if we will get into the first if condition. Okay, and then we have another if condition and we are going to check x value. So we will come and see, come to the line and check whether x is 0 or not. But what is x value now? 1, because we made x as 1 here. That means we already said I have pressed A one time, so now x is 1. So x is not equal to 0. That means we will understand this is not the first time, B is not the first time, somebody else I already pressed. So whatever you write within this if condition will not be happening, so we will skip it. So even if B presses his button, his LED will not be on. See, because x is not equal to 0, because A have already pressed and A has already pressed and made x as 1. So now we can't do that. So let's say B is pressing first time, A didn't press. So we will come here and check. A didn't press, so if we come here and check, A is false, A is low, is not happening, false, so we didn't get into that anyway, so don't worry about that. B is pressing the first, so B is equal to low. Then I will come here and I will see if x is equal to 0 or not. Yes, x is equal to 0, because we didn't change the x value anywhere else except A is pressing. So x is 0, and we will come get into this if condition now, and we will we will switch on B's LED, and we will make x as 1, and we will finish this if condition, and we will finish this if condition, and we will go to the last line, and again we will keep rotating. Now let's say A is pressing as the second person. So we will find A is low, so we will get into this if condition, and then in the first line we will see there is another if condition, and we will check x is 0 or not. But what is x value? X is 1, because here we already made x as 1. So x is not equal to 0, this is false, so this part will be skipped. That means A's LED will not be on. A's LED will not be on, even though he presses button, his LED will not be on because he is second. So we will skip that, we will come here. Understand? So even if B press the second time, so still we will come in here, will come here, and we'll check. Even B press second, I will check that this condition, this x is equal to 0 or not. X is already 1, so we don't get into that. We don't worry about that, because B's LED is already on, so we are done. So I hope you understood what we did. Okay, so this is that logic. Okay, so you can go through the code and try to understand what I have done. I think I have done enough explanation. So this if condition ends here and the void loop ends here. Okay, so now you can go and compare it with this algorithm. So how we disable B, how we disable A, and I will scroll down the code so that you can have full view. Okay, slowly I will scroll down. Okay, you can pause and write it down if you want. Okay, so that's it actually. Okay, so if you want to have some validation, what you can do is to make sure you can have when you switch on the LED, A's LED, you can switch off B's LED here. Digital write LED B low, you can write if you want. And also when you switch on B's LED, you can switch off A's LED here. Digital write LED A off, because as a validation we normally do, because when one LED is on, we don't we make sure that is off. Okay, so that if you want you can do, otherwise you don't need to worry, you can keep it this way. Okay, because in this scenario we will think about only one chance, because I ask one question, and after that what I will do is I will give them the chance, whoever press the button, give them the chance, let's say, and then I will reset the program and I will rerun the program. So everything will start from the beginning before asking the next question. So we don't need to switch off that other LED. So just don't worry about that, just try to understand what I have taught up to now. But if you want, you can switch off that other LED. That's a good programming practice. Okay, and let's say I'm having the Arduino's reset button. So first, when the first question is done, I gave them the chance, whoever the person who pressed this button, then I will reset the program and I will ask the second question. So when I reset the program, then the program will run from the beginning. Okay, first line. So then again x will become 0, and it is like we are restarting that code from the second question, right? So for every question I will reset the code and I will implement this. Okay, so I hope you understood. I hope you understood this. So if you don't understand, rewatch this video and try to grab what I am talking about line by line. And I can give you homework. So try to do this with 3 LEDs. Okay, and just try to have another if condition. That's all you have to do, and again first person should get the chance. So that's all. Try to build the project. This is a nice project actually, but very simple. If you understand the logic, this is an amazing how I have used a variable to validate here the first and second persons. Okay, so that's all guys. Have a great day ahead. Consider subscribing us, and keep following my tutorials.